Hi guys, my name is Meads, and this is going to be a review for Mondo's The Iron Giant Deluxe figure. And this is a big box, as you can see here. And it does come with a from a shipper box. It has some foam packaging inside to protect it, and as well as a plastic, which I already removed. So let's get into it. There's not much on the side of the box. It's kind of like the Starry Night, but you get a gray sky. Same on the back side. There's not much on it, and just more stuff. There's some on the top. It's the same thing. It says Iron Giant. I don't think there is anything. Let me see if I can show this part here. There we go. And let's unbox this thing. I was actually trying to figure out how to open this. There seems to be a panel here held by magnets. There we go. And this is a different way of unpackaging things. Alright, so inside, oh, there we go. Got the first foam. Let's see if I can work on this. So here I got some, an enormous robot has come from the deepest space, crash landed on Earth, and followed 11-year-old Hogarth home. Now Hogarth has one of the big friend and an even bigger problem. How do you keep a secret that's 50 feet tall? Alright. So this is a different way to packaging, because when you have this panel that's magnet, typically, how do I put this? It's a windowed box, and then you still have to open it from the top. But this one is a little different, and let me see if I can get more light here. Alright, so it's always a little difficult. You see the head there already. Remove all this. It's quite nice, and probably it's just best to grab it from the box. There we go. Alright, so I got him out so far, and I wonder if there's more stuff in there. No, just more packaging. I have to inspect the box, and there might be some more inside. Alright, so inside, I'm going to remove this foam here, where the Iron Giant is being held. And inside, there's more parts. Alright, so we got the S sign. I think that's from, oh, there we go. So we got this S here, and we get a section of the name here, from the seafood. I guess it goes like this. And what do you know? It's magnetized. Oh, sorry. There's a magnet there. It's magnetized. Or maybe it goes like this. There we go. That's really cool. Let's see what else we got here. We got another Iron Giant's face here, which we'll go over. Some of the cross-section beams, and I think this is part of his weapon. And we also have Hogarth here, little figure, which we'll go over. And I think that's pretty much it for the box. Alright, let me just rearrange my Right, so we have the Iron Giant here. He is quite tall, and to use a ruler here, up to his, I guess, chest, it's 12-inch, and another 4-inch. About 16-inch in height. Yeah, it's quite tall, but not as quite tall as your neck 18-inch Jaegers. But still, that's quite a bit of height there. Also notice, taking out the package, this guy is light. I can easily pick him up with one hand without much problem. And I believe it's mostly hollow. It doesn't contain much die cast. Which, die cast is great, but in some cases this is great. This is nice that he is hollow. It makes it more manageable and to create certain poses. And here we go. Has some great details on him. Has a matte finish for the most part. I can't quite remember what color. It's kind of hard to tell what color that, but it's gray. Maybe it's slate. That might be the closest color that you can define it at. And it's nice. We also have the darker gray here, kind of like charcoal. Well, that's not really quite charcoal, but that shade of gray. And you have the eyes here. The eyes is kind of luminescent. It feels like it's a glow in the dark, but I don't think it is. It's not. And then you have the arms here on the back side. You got the nice details. The vents. You do see the connection points where they put the screws in here, and there are probably some screws in there, which they covered that up. Same on that side there. It's really nice. Alright, so let's go over articulation. Articulation wise, we have the neck here, which is basically the whole head just sitting on top of this. And you see the LED bulb there. Yep. Kind of interesting. I don't think you can really move this whole section here. It's fixed to the neck base, but there we go. So you can pretty much move it from that point there. The jaw is hinged. You can open up his mouth. There you go. And you have the shoulder here. Now for the shoulder, you have this whole segment here to rotate. Then you have this joint here for the shoulder. This side ratchets, but this side does not. But you can feel it that there's certain angles that it stays on. There we go. You have a swivel point right there. Then you have the elbow here. The elbow does not ratchet, and you can actually detach this later on, which maybe I'll show it later on when you have the gun. And moving on, you have the wrist here. I don't think the wrist is detachable, and I didn't get the kind of like the limited deluxe where you have the walking hand. Well, basically the hand is detached and has a little bit of cables on it. I'm assuming it's basically an extra hand like this. I kind of wish you can detach the hand and maybe emulate it, but it seems like it's held in there. There you got that hinge there. I'm not gonna force that in to take it out. You got a ball joint for the thumb. You got a hinge here. You can rotate that around. Each hand or each finger is articulated, so you can do a lot of things. Unfortunately, it's only a hinge here, so you cannot do a peace sign. Kind of wish you can, but to a certain extent, it's good. You get manipulated hands. You can have him point at certain things, and I think that's the limitation of how far your thumb can go. Yeah, it's not too bad. Then on the torso, right here, I believe it's a giant joint. Maybe it's a ball joint. It's kind of hard to say. I wish I could open this up, but again, don't want to risk it. But you can rotate this around, kind of like in the movie. There we go. That's great. And I think that's it. So basically a rotation on the torso. Now moving on the waist, we got here. So for the waist, it's a giant ball joint right there, and which allows you to rotate this. It is a bit limited on how much angle that you can extend the waist around, so that's pretty much how far you can go, but you know, you can put this all the way up if you want to. And for the knee is quite interesting. It's a straight peg going down, but you have this kind of like your elbow joint, and you gotta be really careful when you turn this. There we go. So you see that joint right there. Let me show it again here. There we go. Some of it is stiff like this side, but this one it's a little bit more manageable. So just gotta be careful on that, and especially when you turn it this way, make sure you watch where you're gonna turn that knee. You don't want to break it. Or yeah. Now for the ankles, you got this movement here. It seems like there's a huge disc there, and on the back side you got a working piston, which is cool. I like that. Unfortunately, you cannot angle the feet. It's fixed. So if you have him in a wide stance, it's kind of hard. It's gonna be a little tilted. You do have a bit of a toe joint right there, and you got a really nice detail underneath on the sole. So that's quite nice. And that's pretty much it for articulation. Now let's go over the accessories. So the first one is you get your seafood diner here. And that's like in the movie, he grabs this S sign, and Hogarth mentioned that he can become a superhero. So he took that, and there is that magnet there with a little bit of a kind of indents there to go with the chest. So you just place it in there, and I believe there's, I guess, a metal backing or magnet on the other end. Considering this is quite light, it's probably another magnet. And you have this, you can probably hold this. There we go. Let's see if I can have him hold this. Dog's going crazy. Not sure what's happening out there. There we go. So it's quite nice for this sign here. Otherwise, we have a couple more. So that's the sign, and as well as, let me see if I can have him in this pose. There we go. You could probably extend this a little bit. That way you get a little bit more, there we go, movement there. And on this particular figure, you got the miniature Hogarth here. And this is on a fixed pose, but it's nicely painted. There we go. I'm gonna have him stand here. And yeah, it's quite nice. Alright, so there's more accessories, but before we get there, I want to show something. So one of the cool things about this figure, it does come with lights. LED lights, as we've seen on top, as well as sounds. Now, if you look at the back here, actually let's remove that for now. On the back of the neck, that's where it is. And they made it easier. You can just flip this out. You got 3 LR44 batteries in there. And I like it that you have the clip on. You don't have to use the screwdriver. And more than likely you're going to be replacing this if you use it a lot, or especially if it's on display. Now on his vertebra here, spine, you got 2 buttons. I believe the bottom one is for the lights. That's probably not going to show, but here we go. So it's really faint. And if you open this out, you got that light there. So it's a bit faint, but it's there. And the top button here, right here, is for the sounds. And let's just cycle through them. And it's actually quite loud. And I think there's probably... Is there more? Well, that's when you went crazy. I think that's probably 8. Can't quite remember. Yeah, that's probably 8 sound bites, and they're really nice, and it's really loud too. Alright, so moving on, we can replace this head with his berserk mode. You got that grin on his face. Likewise, there is some LED that shines to the eyes here, the red eyes. And get the same mobility on that one. You have a movable jaw as well. And to finish this off, you have this awesome gun, this blaster. There's no moving parts on this one. The hose here is flexible. And kind of wish there's some LED on this. They could have added it through here, but it doesn't have that capabilities. So for this one, you can either mount it on left or right. We're just gonna go with the left here. We're gonna detach it from the elbow. Just slide it out. It's a nice long peg. I'll put this on here. Here we go, and we have the blaster, and you can probably rotate that whichever way you want. And it's nice. It's a nice accessory. Really cool. I kind of wish I could cycle through the particular one where he's using the laser, but I think that's probably the 6th or 7th one. There you go. And now you have a extra hand. Yeah, again, it'll be nice if there's a way to detach the hand, but I think there is a bigger piece inside which kind of holds this whole hand together. So unfortunately, I mean, I guess you could have this like the whole forearm. Anyways, yeah. This is a really cool figure. And let's see if I can do certain poses with him. And you also have this accessory. I think this is kind of like a part of a tower. It's like a cross-section beams. It's actually quite flexible, and you can have him hold it like so. And maybe he's gonna eat it or something. Although I don't think... Oh, well, that's right. You can even fit this on the mouth. Maybe. There we go. Have him laughing and pointing at someone. And we got this pose. What happened? And here we go. Have him clapping. And he's able to reach, yeah. How I gave him a call. And if you like, you can have the classic Iron Man pose right here. And a pose of him kneeling down. And that wraps up the review for Mondo's Iron Giant. Now let's talk about, is it worth it? Is it worth paying for this? I got this from the Mondo's website, and it's currently sold out. So something tells me the price will probably just go up some more, depending on demand and availability of this, since it's not available from Mondo anymore. And certain store might have it, but you know, depending on that, it might go up still. And the MSRP on this, which I've paid plus shipping, is $300. And again, plus shipping. That's quite a bit. Now, if you compare that with other figures in the market, like NECA's Jaegers 18-inch, they're a bit taller. It has great amount of details. Although articulation is a bit limited, but has LED as well. Those are great figures, and those are within $100. So it's kind of hard to justify paying $300 for this. I mean, you do get more accessories, you do have the sound bites, and you have a little bit more articulated robot. But I'm hoping that you get what I'm trying to say. But if you look past that and you look at the play value of this particular figure and the nostalgia factor, and considering this is also kind of like a designer toy, and then that's probably when you can justify the $300. And luckily for me, I'm able to afford that. But yeah, it's not for your typical collector. It's really high up there. Anyways, that's pretty much it for my review. Hope you guys like it. If you have any questions, let me know. So until then, this is Meads. Thanks for watching.